What is up, FPG fam? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Tower of Fantasy video. So in today's video, I thought it would be great to do a tier list as we have Frigg introduced on the global side for Tower of Fantasy. So I mentioned in my last tier list video, every time we get a brand new simulacra introduced to the game, we're going to see where they land on said tier list. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a look here. Now, this is where my tier list was last time where I had these simulacra. So we're going to be making some rearrangements because my opinion has changed drastically on a lot of these simulacra. So I do hope you enjoyed today's video. If you do, drop a like, sub if you're new. I would love to have you stick around. And as a disclaimer, this is just my own personal opinion based on my own personal experience with these simulacra. So I know yours is going to be different. Let me know in the comments down below where you would place these simulacras generally, and then let me know where you would place Frigg on said tier list, as well as this is strictly going to be a PvE tier list. Keep that in mind, not PvP. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it. We're going to do some rearrangements first, and then we're going to see where Frigg lands. So let's go ahead and start with King. King, my opinion has changed drastically on King. I had him previously in the S tier, but my opinions has changed once again. I think King is a fine simulacra, but I just don't think he excels in any area in particular. He's supposed to be the best shield breaker, but I think there are shield breakers that are relative to King, if not slightly better. He does good DPS, but I just don't think it excels. He has a great discharge, but that's really all I can say. My opinion changed on King because I've been using him a lot from the last tier list up until this one, and I just am not a fan of his basic attacks. I feel like he gets stuck in basic attack animations and can get knocked out of them. I'm just not a huge fan of King. I know that's a hot take. I know a lot of people really love this simulacra, and once again, he's fine. I just am not too high on him personally. So I am going to move King down from the S tier to the A tier. King mains, don't hate me. It is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and move on from there. Speaking about Nemesis, I find Nemesis to be a fantastic simulacra with the passive healing, with the off-field DPS, having the Volt Resonance, buffing the Volt team. Nemesis is just fantastic all around, and a simulacra that if you invest in now will pay dividends down the road. I think Nemesis is a great simulacra now and will be great in the future. So all in all, can't say enough good stuff about Nemesis. I love this simulacra. I think she is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to leave her in the S tier. I think that's exactly where she belongs. Now, moving on to Meryl, I'm actually going to leave Meryl in the S tier because I think Meryl is a fantastic simulacra as well. Being able to shield break, being able to do damage, having hyper body or hyper armor on a lot of her moves, whether it be the spin to win or with her skill. I think Meryl is just fantastic. And with the discharge, being able to lock the enemies in sometimes and keep them there and then go right into your skill to shield break and do damage. I just like Meryl. I think she's fantastic. I think she's going to be great in the future as well. And once you start getting some advancements on the simulacra, it's going to be incredible. And with Frigg out, I think they pair so good together that Meryl just stays in the S tier, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and leave her there. Let me know what you guys think about that. Now, moving over to the A+ tier, I had Coco, Tsubasa, and Samir. Now, for the most part, I find this to be, in my opinion, pretty accurate where I would place the simulacras. Coco just being a really good healer and just valuable all around. And then once again, with Frigg out, Coco just pairs in that team pretty well also. So I like Coco in the A+ tier. I think she's great there as a support. We have Tsubasa, once again, benefiting from Frigg being out, but also great DPS. Stacking mechanic, you get some advancements, the damage just starts ramping up incredibly, being able to freeze the enemies. I think Tsubasa overall is a fantastic simulacra, and I'm going to keep in the A+ tier because once again, with Frigg out, they just make a great pairing, a great team overall. So Tsubasa is definitely benefiting from that. But speaking about Samir, now keep in mind, I do love Samir and I use Samir all the time, but my opinions on Samir has changed slightly. I think she's still great and I think she fits in the Volt team strong right now, but I feel like Samir is going to fall off and maybe has been slightly. She's still strong, but I think Samir right now, for me personally, is going to go from the A+ tier to like an extremely high A tier. It's just like bordering A+ and A for me. Samir's great with the DPS, with the safe aerial moves, but I just think that Crow is better. I think Crow is better. I think Crow just, the potential for damage in Crow just outweighs Samir's. And I think Crow has some great basic attack animations, very fluid. I just think Crow long term is going to be the better investment over Samir, and just being able to nail the tech down, which I know that's getting a bit nerfed, but I just think once you start getting some advancements on Crow, the damage just starts going through the roof. Unlike Samir, the damage starts going up, but like with Crow, you're getting crit rate, crit damage. Things just start unlocking, and the potential for Crow just starts going sky high. So I am actually switching those two, Samir for Crow. But once again, Samir is just like, it's like border. It's like very border, but I would bring her down to the A tier. Let me know what you guys think about that. Speaking about the A tier, we are now moving over to Shido, and my opinions have changed about Shido. I had her in the A tier previously, but I think Shido is a phenomenal physical simulacra that people are just kind of underestimating or not realizing, and I'm actually putting Shido in the A+ tier. I think with Shido, once you pop that skill, the AoE and the amount of constant damage that's happening and the potential for shield break is just incredible. I think Shido is going to be phenomenal once Claudia comes out as well, with the physical resonance and just being able to pair those two together in a physical team. Shido is great. My opinions has changed. I think my opinions have flip-flopped from King to Shido, because I value Shido over King, not only as a shield breaker, but as a sub DPS. So that's just maybe a hot take as well, but I really do think highly of Shido, and I think she is a great simulacra. Now moving over to Huma, I know there's a lot of Huma mains out there, and trust me, I understand how good Huma is. I know Huma has a very unique mechanic between shield and axe, being able to be tanky but also being able to do DPS. Huma's a great simulacra, and I had her in the A tier. I'm actually going to go ahead and move her up to the A+ tier. I think she is great. I think she fits on a lot of different team comps. Once again, you can do damage, you can shield break, you can be tanky yourself and survive, and being able to play off of that mechanic is a lot of fun as well. So I am going to bring Huma up to the A+ tier. I think she's a phenomenal simulacra, and once again, maybe one that's being a little underestimated or overlooked, very much like Shido in my opinion. So Huma, A+ tier, fantastic simulacra. Now moving over to Zero, I'm going to leave Zero in the B tier. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Zero's fine, but I just, without the advancements to get the healing, just having the shield and some decent damage, I just don't find Zero to be that valuable until you start locking some advancement. I mentioned that in the last tier list. Once you start unlocking those advancements, you have Zero starting to do this number, right? Starting to shoot up a little bit. But at Zero advancements, I think Zero is just in the B tier, just as a base simulacra. Fine shielding, you know, fine DPS, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave in the B tier, in my opinion. All right, now time to talk about Frigg. So where does Frigg land on this tier list? I've been using Frigg in the closed test client for quite some time. This is the reason why I'm able to do this tier list right now. I've been using Frigg for quite some time now in the closed test client, and I've been using her extensively now that she's been released on the global side officially, and I think Frigg is a great simulacra. So Frigg's coming with the Frost Resonance. I know there was some rebalancing that happened, but even with the rebalance, Frigg is still strong. Frigg still does some good DPS, and the fact that you have the unique mechanic of unlimited dodges, I just value that extremely. So I think between the unlimited dodges, the damage that she can output on multiple enemies, just being able to hit multiple enemies, having that great AoE is extremely valuable in my opinion. Having the Frost Resonance is incredible, because now you can start pairing Frigg with a lot of these Frost simulacras, and they benefit greatly. Tsubasa, Coco, Meryl, like I mentioned earlier, being able to buff the ice weapons as well, so they directly benefit from that. I think Frigg just brings a lot of utility. I think Frigg is going to be fantastic, and I think Frigg is a great investment in the future for Frost teams when Saki comes out, Linye, and you're able to make some other team builds with that. So for right now, I, in my opinion, think Frigg is A+. I think Frigg is A+. I feel very comfortable putting her up there. I think she's fantastic, and this is in no particular order here. I think Frigg is great, and if you're looking to build a Frost team, I think Frigg is a fantastic pickup. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I know, once again, we're going to have different opinions on these simulacras and where they land. You're going to have a King main be upset at me that I put King down here. You're going to have a Zero main be upset at me that I have Zero down here. It is what it is. This is my own personal opinion with my own personal experience with these simulacras. But once again, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. And I tried to make this tier list a little bit quicker than the last one. I didn't want to spend too much time and just explain too much. So let me know if you like this quicker version of doing tier lists instead of kind of dragging it out too long. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name is Cody, but you can call me further. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.